what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get here with the truth. So today we're doing what's next on the undefeated, newly crowned WBO interim heavyweight champion of the world, Joyce of the United Kingdom. Joyce went in there and he scored the biggest victory of his career on September 24th when he downed the former champion Joseph Parker with an 11th round stoppage win, as he stays undefeated and puts himself in line for a title shot, his first title shot. Excuse me. Now that first title shot, you know, he's lined up to fight Alexander Usyk, but the WBO is almost for sure not going to order him to fight Usyk next. So let's run through the top 10 and see what could possibly be next for Joyce following his career best win as he awaits a world title fight. We start with number 1, the undefeated WBC champion Tyson Fury. I don't see this fight happening next, but I do think Joyce is good enough that Tyson Fury might say, you know what, before I retire, I'll fight this guy. But it won't happen next. Fury's going to stay busy most likely in December. Stay busy title defense against, it looks like fucking Manuel Char, and I hope it's not, but it looks like he'll stay busy ahead of a potential undisputed title showdown with Alexander Usyk. So a fight with Joyce is not in the cards, not yet, for Fury. Next up is number 2, Alexander Usyk. Now, Usyk is going to wait around for Fury. They're most likely going to fight in the first half of the year. You know, hopefully March, April, May, in that area. And, you know, if Usyk, I don't think Usyk beats Fury. So Fury becomes the undisputed champion. Now, does Fury fight Joyce? He's going to have 3 mandatory title fights due. Is he going to want to fight anybody? Is he going to retire? You know, I think it's more likely he retires and vacates all the belts. But I do think there's potential for Fury. But Usyk, if Usyk were to beat Tyson Fury, I don't think Usyk would want to fight Joyce next either. I think he'll take on the most attractive heavyweight option, which I think is going to come from the WBC between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz Jr. I don't think he'll take on a guy who's a threat like Joyce because he doesn't have a huge name. So I don't see Joyce and Usyk being possible. Next up is Deontay Wilder. I don't see Wilder and Joyce, not next. Wilder's fighting Robert Helenius, and that's going to lead to a mandatory title, you know, a mandatory eliminator against Andy Ruiz Jr., a much bigger fight, so I don't see him locking horns with Joyce. The promotions will throw that off anyways. Then you got Andy Ruiz Jr. Ruiz has lined himself up to potentially fight Deontay Wilder, or at least the winner of Wilder Helenius. Too tough of a fight to make with the PBC and Top Rank working together, so I'm not seeing this one. Then you got Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's coming off the knockout loss to Tyson Fury. I think he's going to try to take kind of a shake-off Rust type fight. Even though the Joyce fight is an attractive one, I don't think it's a fight Dillian Whyte wants to go after next, so I'm not seeing it. Plus, the two promotions have to work together, Joyce and Joyce with Top Rank and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and unless it's a mandatory fight, I don't see these two sides coming together. Then you got a rematch with Joseph Parker. No need for it. He dominated Parker. Then you got Luis Ortiz. If Ortiz wants to continue his career and the PBC would allow him to fight a guy like Joyce, I wouldn't completely rule his fight out for the first half of the year. But I don't know. I don't see the PBC coming together with Top Rank to make this fight, especially when Joyce would be a sizable favorite. And then a rematch with Daniel Dubois. I don't see it happening next. I think Dubois is going to probably fight a mandatory, as he's the regular champion in the WBA, as he awaits his mandatory shot. I could see these two guys locking horns again to unify belts down the road. Shit, maybe even second half of next year. But I don't see a rematch happening next. So, then you got Derek Chisora. You know, if he wanted to fight and Top Rank and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom were to get together, I could see it happening. But I don't know. I just right now I don't see them getting together. But I think a very viable option if he's depending on who the promotion is Otto Wallen, because Joe Joyce might decide to make a mandatory defense of his interim belt, and Otto Wallen might be one of the only guys willing to fight him. Joe Joyce is going to be an avoided guy. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is my serious prediction, that Joe Joyce is going to be an avoided guy. They're not going to be lining up to, nobody with a big name is going to be lining up to fight Joe Joyce, especially if they have another good option. So Joe Joyce, first half of the year, might be looking for a serious opponent. Otto Wallen wants a crack at something, and he's a good fighter. And I think if Joe Joyce goes out there and beats him, it's really going to just up his resume even more. So I think it's a fight he should be interested in. But as of right now, I don't see anybody in the top 10 fighting Joe Joyce next. But I wouldn't be surprised if he lands a decent opponent in his next bout. We just got to wait and see which potential opponent that could be. So that's it. That's what I got. That's the what's next on the undefeated WBO interim heavyweight champion Joe Joyce, following his career best win, 11th round knockout win over former champion Joseph Parker. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.